Most people think they're doing fine. They think aging is something that happens to other people, until one day. They try to stand up from a low chair, and suddenly their body tells them the truth. Not in words, not in pain, but in effort. They rock forward, they push with their hands. They struggle, and for a short, uncomfortable moment, they realize something has changed. I'm Dr. Amir Malik, and for almost 3 decades, I've worked with people in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and even 90s. And I can tell you something very simple. Aging is not decided by your birthday. It's decided by what your body can still do. Over the years, I noticed a pattern. The people who stay independent, sharp, and confident into their 80s and 90s usually keep 5 very specific abilities. And the people who start declining, they don't lose everything at once. They lose these abilities one by one. Quietly. So quietly that most don't even notice. Until life gets smaller. Let me tell you about Margaret. She's 70, I live alone, sharp mind, lovely woman. Her son brought her to see me and said, "Doctor, I think she's doing fine, but she's slowing down." Margaret said, "I'm fine, I do everything myself." But when we tested her, she had already lost 3 of these 5 abilities. She didn't feel sick. She didn't feel weak. She had simply adapted. She used her hands to get out of chairs. She avoided stairs. She stopped getting down on the floor. She held walls when walking. None of it felt dramatic. But together, they were quietly stealing her independence. So today, I want to show you the 5 physical abilities that tell me more about your real age than any medical test. If you still have all 5, you are doing better than most people your age. If you've lost 1 or 2, don't panic. It's not a sentence. It's a signal. Let's start with the first one. Number 1, standing up from a chair without using your hands. This sounds almost too simple, but it's one of the most honest tests of your body. Try it. Sit in a chair. Cross your arms over your chest. And stand up. No pushing. No rocking. Just your legs. If you can do it smoothly, your leg strength is in decent shape. If you can't, your body is already compensating. Hear why this matters. After age 60, we lose muscle every single year. Not a little. A lot. And the muscles we lose first are the ones we use less. Especially the big muscles in the front of your thighs. Once people start using their hands to stand up, those muscles get even weaker. Then standing becomes harder. Then stairs become harder. Then walking becomes tiring. And slowly, without noticing, people start staying home more. There was a large study in Brazil that followed thousands of adults for years. They found something shocking. People who couldn't stand up from a chair without using their hands were many times more likely to die during the study period. Not because the chair is dangerous, but because it reveals how much reserve your body has left. Let me tell you about Robert. He was 69 when he came to me. Strong arms, big belly, couldn't stand up without pushing. We started with one simple habit. Every morning, 10 slow sit-to-stands from a chair. That's it. 3 months later, he stood up like it was nothing. His wife said, "He moves like he did 10 years ago." Your muscles respond at any age, but only if you ask them to work. Number 2, walking backward in a straight line. This one surprises people. They say, "Why would I ever walk backwards?" Because it tells me something walking forward never will. When you walk forward, your brain is on autopilot. You've done it your whole life. But when you walk backward, your brain has to think. It has to be calculated. Balance. Control. It tests your coordination, your balance system, and how well your brain and body talk to each other. Stand up and try this. Take 10 slow steps backward in a straight line. Don't look behind you. Just walk. Did you drift to one side? Did you feel nervous? Did you need to stop? A study from the University of Michigan showed that older adults who could walk backward well had far fewer falls. And falls are not small events. One bad fall can end independence overnight. But here's the part most people don't know. Difficulty walking backward often shows up before memory problems. It can be an early sign that the brain's coordination systems are slowing down. I once saw a woman named Helen, 75, very sharp, great memory. But she almost fell after 2 backward steps. We sent her for testing. Early cognitive decline. She had no idea. The good news. This ability comes back quickly with practice. 5 minutes a day in your hallway. Light hand on the wall for safety. Your brain adapts. Your balance improves. Your confidence returns. Number 3, bending forward and reaching toward your toes. This is flexibility. And most people ignore it until they lose it. Then suddenly, putting on socks becomes a project. Picking something up becomes a problem. Getting out of a car feels awkward. Your body gets stiff not because of age. It gets stiff because of lack of movement. Years of sitting tighten the muscles behind your legs and in your lower back. Those tight muscles pull on your spine. That's where a lot of back pain comes from. Stand up and try this. Keep your knees straight. Bend forward. Reach down. Where do your hands go? Your knees. Your shins. Your ankles. A large study in Japan followed thousands of older adults. The ones who kept good flexibility lived longer and moved better. Not because touching toes is magic, but because every movement costs less effort when your body is flexible. And that saves energy, reduces pain, and keeps you active. I've seen people in their 80s regain flexibility they hadn't had in 20 years. Not with extreme stretching, just gentle daily movement. Slow, calm, consistent. Number 4, standing on one leg for 30 seconds. Balance decides your future more than almost anything else. When balance goes, fear comes. And when fear comes, movement stops. And when movement stops, everything declines faster. Try this. Stand near something for safety. Lift one foot. And hold. Don't count fast. How long did you last? 10 seconds. 15. 30. The Mayo Clinic followed thousands of older adults. Those who couldn't stand on one leg for 10 seconds had much higher death rates than those who could. Balance is not just about legs. It depends on your eyes, your inner ear, your nerves, your brain. It's a full system check. I worked with a man named Joseph, 78. Couldn't balance for more than 4 seconds. We started small. 3 seconds per side. Every day. Added 1 second every few days. 2 months later, he was holding for 30 seconds. But something else changed too. He walked taller. He stopped shuffling. He looked confident again. Balance training keeps your brain young. It forces different parts of your nervous system to work together. That's how you keep coordination alive. Number 5, getting up from the floor. This is the big one. And most people avoid it completely. If you can't get down to the floor and get back up, your safety margin is very small. There is an actual medical test for this called the sitting rising test. You sit down on the floor. Then you stand back up. You lose points every time you use a hand, knee, or elbow. People who score very low on this test have a much higher risk of death over the following years. Not because the floor is dangerous, but because this movement needs leg strength, hip mobility, core strength, balance, coordination. It's the whole body working together. When you lose this ability, small stumbles become big falls. And big falls change lives. I'm not telling you to try this today if you haven't in years. But understand what it represents. It represents reserve capacity. The difference between that was close and call an ambulance. Why people lose these abilities? Not because of age. Because of avoidance. They stop doing what feels hard. They stop bending. They stop balancing. They stop getting down. They stop challenging their legs. And the body follows the path you give it. The hopeful part. Every single one of these abilities can improve. At any age. Not with extreme workouts. With small daily practice. 5 minutes. That's it. A few chair stands. A little balance. A little stretching. A little backward walking. That's how people stay young. Not by pretending they're not aging, but by not surrendering abilities they still can keep. Final thought. Your independence in 10 years is being built by what you do this week. Not by supplements. Not by wishful thinking. By movement. Test yourself every month. These 5 abilities will tell you the truth before any doctor ever can. And if one starts slipping, now you know exactly what to work on.